I got to lean in.
What's up, everybody? It's me again, and it is time to lean in, bitch. Welcome to the Lean. We're here to discuss the Real Housewives of shutting the fuck up, bitches. No, sorry. The Real Housewives of shutting the fuck up. Because I have never seen that phrase and been used so many times and caused so much mess.
Oh, I love it.
We're here to talk about
I'm ready to say it to Jamie.
Huh? Oh, Lord.
I'm ready to say it to Jamie.
You're the one that's gonna lose your shit. I'm very cool, calm, and collected.
Well, I'm here with, as you can see, Jamie and Danny, and Sammy is joining us this time for the Real Housewives of Ultimate Girls Trip, the Ex-Wives Club. I know at this time we would usually be doing Dubai. However, Dubai has been put not on pause. Well, no, it's been put on a Dorinda pause. Because we'll just say it like that. We're still going to recap it, by the way, but it's probably going to be a show that we post the recap of versus doing a live showing. I feel as though, even though the Ultimate Girls Trip 2 is going to be a short series, I think it's only 7 episodes, it's best to focus on this, and I'm glad that we have. We're here to recap the first 3 episodes, which were released on Peacock earlier. So if you're watching this right now, hopefully you had time to watch it. Otherwise, child, still stay tuned. We're going to tell you everything you need to know. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button and like this video and many other videos we post. We did Beverly Hills yesterday. We had Atlanta on Mondays. Married to Medicine is going to be starting soon. So we'll have a full lineup starting here in about a week or so. And of course, subscribe so you can know when we post lunch and leans and just spirit of moment videos that we're going to go with. How everybody doing? It's Thursday.
Beautiful. It's gorgeous.
Almost Friday.
It is. It's the Leans Friday, though, because there are no more shows coming on. It's Friday up here.
Cortez, I don't know if you and Sammy heard me scream before you pressed the live button, but I hit my foot on the table.
Oh, no.
Really? Oh, no. Well, we'll make sure we...
You want to be Cortez so bad. Cortez got broken foot last year.
I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. So no.
Very single white female.
I'm so sick of this.
You've only had it for like 5 days, Danny.
I forgot Danny was in the booth.
Yes, it's going around the lane. It's me.
I don't know who's next.
I hope Jamie.
Maybe it'd be Jamie.
You shut the fuck up.
Okay, we got a lot to talk about. Like I said, we're talking about 3 episodes. And, here at the Lean, we like to try to squeeze everything in an hour. Hopefully we can. We're not going to rush it, but we're going to try to get everything, obviously this is how Peacock does their shows. So after this, everything will just be 1 episode. But today, we will be moving along the first 3 episodes and to talk about as much, as if not all, that we can. And before I get started, I'm gonna say this. I really enjoy this franchise. I will say, because how I say when we watch the first one, we like the girls trips, right? And so think about this show is that all they're doing is literally having fun. There's a few deep moments that they're having, but most everything is designed to be fun, and I really enjoy it. I do want to drop a little egg that the next Ultimate Girls Trip will be filmed very soon.
Does it have Potomac Girls on there?
Yes, it does. Allegedly, from what the blog
it will be filmed very soon, and allegedly it will be in Thailand. But we'll see. I don't want to spoil, but that's what they're going. And some of the Potomac Girls will be on there. We'll just say that.
Some of them might get left over there playing around too much.
Okay, so let's get into it. So in this, what's different about this one this time is that in the first one, we had women who were on TV at the time, and that's why they were filming in their off season. These women are not filming. Well, they're filming in their off season, but their off season is permanent because they're no longer housewives on this franchise, either franchise. And so we got 8 women: Jill, Dorinda, Vicky, Tamra,
Taylor,
Eva, Taylor, and Phaedra are all on the show. They're all hosting it at Bluestone Manor, which is Dorinda's property. Does she live there? I think she lives
like
there.
A vacation home.
I'm just gonna say Dorinda,
like
that home need a lot of renovation.
But she likes that old look.
It loves not the most flattering thing.
So much. It is so
it's outdated as hell.
But you know what?
Ain't
That's
like none of the furniture.
rich people over there. That's how they fucking decorate. It's tacky, and I don't understand.
I would go over there and take one of them homes and make it modern. They'd want to boot me out of the association because
yeah, it's just like even the rooms, like they just not. I mean, we've seen this before. Obviously, you know, if you're watching New York, you've seen this house before. But I mean, damn girl, did she do any renovation? It looked the same as it did in season 2.
And that's
whatever
what I'm
season
say.
she's
My
on.
thing is, you can have that old look, but it can still look nice.
Exactly.
It can still look modern in a way, but
this is like the manners from that hall.
Maybe it looks like a haunted house. It's like a haunted house.
It's the furniture from the ghosts. Them ghosts who live there, they decorated it because baby.
Look,
oh, Chase
I don't know
said
what
it's her husband at that tree.
Sammy.
That's a lot. It's a lot. But Chase says it's rustic. Okay, you know, Chase is a New York fanatic, so he's going to stick beside anything.
It ain't rustic,
aka
it ain't rustic. It's dusty like Chase.
Oh,
don't
well,
do that.
We won't go there.
Don't you dare talk to my friend like that.
Okay, so let's get into the actual episode. So at the beginning of the episode, it seems like just like last year, people was kind of worried about Kenya. People are kind of worried about Brandi. You know, you got a lot of feuds that Brandi has had, mainly with Taylor, but she has some back and forth with some back and forth with Tamra online as well, which is on social media. So, you know, basically you got all the girls getting there to arrive. You know, it seems like everybody has gotten, you know, basically a notice about Brandi. Phaedra even said that Kenya reached out to her to warn her about Brandi. You know, Kenya and Brandi were on Celebrity Apprentice, whatever season they were on. So I guess that's her whole whatever. But for the most part, you know, Dorinda is just like ready. They give you this little highlight showing you who's beef with who, how the connections are. I'm like, okay, like it's gonna be interesting or whatever. And Jill is gonna be there, but Jill is coming on the second day. I feel like, I know she said it was a Jewish holiday, but I feel like she probably planned it just to go based off of how she did her trip. I don't know. We'll get to that part too. So, you know, at the beginning, after everybody's arriving, we find out that Vicky has recently been broken up with by her fiance, boyfriend, whatever it was. Now, I didn't really watch OC like that. I know moments from the show, but I didn't watch it like that. But they did flash back to, I guess, him being on the show. And, you know, basically she says she's not giving back the ring. And they're all talking about that. Do y'all think she should give it back?
She bought it.
She bought
it.
It's her ring.
It's her ring.
Yeah.
She said she bought it because she didn't like the ring he picked out.
Very true. And when she said that, I said, "Ooh, well, you know what? With that being said, that's that on there."
Not my business.
And you know,
I wouldn't tell nobody that.
Huh?
I would have taken that to my grave.
But I mean, just look. It seems like she bought every damn thing because there was a comment made later to where, you know, she still living in the house that she bought, living in the car driving the car that she bought. I'm just like, girl, this is.
Well, that's why nobody can stand Vicky.
Yeah,
she's a fucking control freak.
Exactly. She's the only one child on this trip anyway. But after she shares that, Brandi, you know, she starts to arrive. And all the girls, in my eyes, all the girls are kind of like on eggshells. She's like, "Oh, hey, I don't really know you that well, but how are you?" And I'm just like, "Okay, Brandi's, you know, Brandi Glanville from Beverly Hills, infamous one." And you know, from that point, they kind of talk a little bit, and everything seems to be fine. I was ready to see what the interaction between Taylor and Brandi was going to be because they haven't really spoken, I don't think, since a long time ago. But it was nice, it was sweet. So of course, you got this little trio of Tamra, Taylor, and Vicky. They kind of like their own little trio. Phaedra and Eva are their little duo, and they kind of eventually add Brandi in, sort of. And then Dorinda's the host. So all of them going to. I do want to say this: Eva, to me, was a surprise to be on this cast. But what I don't like about Eva is that she's acting more of a fangirl. And I know that she's a newer housewife to the franchise, but you are and were a housewife. So I was hoping that her little fangirl moments would have ended. But how did y'all feel about like her and how she's younger, so she watched these shows. She's the same age as us, you know. So she's much younger. Go ahead, Jen.
No, y'all are older than I am.
No, that's not true.
You're older than my older brother. But no. So
I thought it was endearing.
I thought it was innocent when she fanned out with Vicky. And I just hated Vicky's replies that made me wish she hadn't done it. Like, girl, I don't even know who you are. Like, that really bothered me.
Yeah.
But that's Vicky. Vicky is a miserable person.
That's why she's gonna be alone forever.
I thought it was cute I thought it was cute for Eva at first, but it kind of carried over a little bit too much for me.
Well, I think the thing that stuck out is all of these other women have done like Bravo Press and Bravo Upfronts and BravoCon and stuff like that. And I don't think I ever saw Eva at any of these events with the other housewives. So like they all know each other, which I think this premise is actually really cool because you get to see housewives who are only like, they don't work together. They see each other maybe once a year or whatever. Yeah. But I think this was generally the first time for Eva to see a lot of these women that she's watched on TV and stuff, because Eva was never at these big pressers like some of these other women were.
But yeah, I can get the excitement, but I do wish that she would have remembered, like Cortez says, you are still one of these women. So it's good, nice to meet you, all the extra stuff. But she really was, it was very groupie-ish because it kind of did carry on. But I will say on this last episode, I'm glad she kind of realized, okay, I'm one of you girls too, so we're not going to keep playing with me. So now now she's being Eva the diva. But at first it was like, okay, girl, it's cute, but let's really remember you were one of the ex-housewives too.
So she giving me more now than she did when she was on Atlanta.
Because she's not pregnant.
Yeah, because she's not pregnant.
That's true. And she can smoke her cigarettes and do her
babies ruin everything. Babies ruin fucking everything.
I don't know if that was Atlanta Potomac. I said I hate when housewives get pregnant. I hate it.
Yes, more than once.
I don't like it. Atlanta. I hate it. It just I don't like
Eva stayed pregnant though. Eva stayed pregnant over there in Atlanta.
Well, so did Phaedra.
But the one I expected to be a fangirl was Brandi because she's watched every episode of every franchise.
Oh, Brandi! Brandi is a true fangirl. This lady,
but she's also feuded with everybody. So who's she fanning over? Everybody hates her.
It's to me. Who do you think was the most ready to come back to this?
Vicky. She was most vocal. She says, "I miss it. 15 years of my life." Blah. I'm like, I have never seen anybody so thirsty.
Dorinda
to me too. The camera,
just as equally as
I would say Tamara. It was Tamara for me.
Tamara and Vicky. They make it.
But you know what? But for Vicky to be so excited, do you think? And we're gonna talk about it more in depth. Do you think she's been a Debbie Downer this trip? Do you
yeah.
She's been a Debbie Downer for like 3 seasons.
Huh?
Her last 3 seasons of OC, she was fucking miserable.
She's the Cynthia Bailey of this trip.
She's worse.
She's actually worse. No, she's worse. She's worse. Yeah. Cynthia wasn't that damn boring.
I'm just giving Cynthia was their Debbie Downer. She's this.
Yeah.
One.
But you know what? At least with Vicky, we know why she may be not feeling like up to par. I'm just saying because
she always has an excuse.
What with Cynthia, we didn't really know what the hell was going on. I mean, we could assume because she just lost her contract over here. We don't really know what was going on. But at least with her, she can kind of blame it on her relationship. I'm just saying. I ain't giving her excuses, but that's just something that we can kind of go off of. I don't know.
I like Vicky on TV, but she is exhausted. But I do enjoy she is giving
chaos.
It's chaos. So
it's just
it's Ramona to a different level for me.
Oh God, it's the thing with Vicky is like she's so exhausted because she literally she's worse than Nene. She's worse than Cynthia. Whenever she does not like something, she will drown the room in the most negative of energies and try to get everybody to think the way she's thinking. Cynthia,
that's very true, and that's why her and Dorinda is not meshing. We're gonna talk about that too because for a lot of reasons. But yeah, we're gonna get into that. So speaking of Vicky, at the lunch table, the first lunch they have, everybody, Vicky is just like ready to eat, and she's just like, where's the food, blah blah blah, and then basically, they're kind of talking to Vicky, basically trying to tell her like, girl, you don't need that, fuck that nigga, girl, fuck that nigga. That's essentially what they were saying in so many words. Dorinda said it. I mean, Tamara said it. They all were just basically telling her like, it's all good. Like he was not good for you, blah blah blah, which are not always the best things to hear. Because honestly, if the breakup just happened yesterday, the lady ain't had no time to process, to be honest. But that's what was happening. And so they go into, I forgot exactly what they asked Dorinda, but she basically, I think it was about a book, right? And she said
that make a nice book.
She was put on pause instead of fire. And I found it so funny that literally everybody at the table were like ex-housewives. They were all let go. And everybody seemed to be very much so open to share that they were let go, but she said she was put on pause. Like, Dorinda, girl, you were let go, sweetie. She said she was on pause. Somebody said menopause. Menopause? I'm like, no, pause. Eva. Yeah, it was Eva. I thought that to be hilarious. And so Eva basically brings up Brandi and Taylor's past. And from that, Brandi, they kind of talk about like where they went wrong. Just a little bit. They talk about a lot of plenty of times, but basically this is the first time where it's brought up, because I don't know if Eva watched. She didn't really mention much about Beverly Hills. She talks a lot about OC. But I mean, who don't know about Taylor and Brandi? That was a big thing. Like, you didn't have to watch the show to know that what she went through, with especially that cat meme. But from that point, Brandi talks about having a naked party. Only person seems to be down is possibly Phaedra. Everybody's like, oh no, fuck all that shit. But Phaedra,
thank God,
is down for the naked party. And then they talk about being with women, which is interesting because Brandi was just allegedly supposed to be sleeping with Denise a couple seasons ago. I thought that was hilarious. Tamara pointed it out. Tamara said
several times.
Well,
it's hilarious that Tamara was the one to point it out when Tamara had a whole fake lesbian relationship with a friend of the show like 6 or 7 years ago. Tamara's kissed girls. Tamara's rubbed titties. Tamara's done everything under the sun while the camera is on, strictly for a moment. But now all of a sudden, she's like turning up her nose, disgusted at the thought of Brandi having sex with Denise. I was like, girl, I guess if the camera's not there, it doesn't. Maybe because it's Brandi.
I didn't even get disgusted. I just got that she wanted to just gossip, like she wanted something to just poke at.
Well, that's what Tamara does.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the OC and the New York girls, so that's one thing I like about the girls trip. I get to see.
Yeah. Tamara and Vicky stepped right into the bullshit that they do on their shows. Into it, like no time had passed.
But I'm actually enjoying Tamara.
I am too.
Away from Vicky.
No, even I'm enjoying her. Period.
Yeah, I mean she
looks refreshed.
Child, I will say this: Taylor's face, Brandi's face,
falling apart at the seams.
Brandi is giving very Donald Trump / what's her name, Jenner? Caitlyn Jenner. It is giving a lot on their face.
She's giving me Meryl Streep from Death Becomes Her towards the end.
She said she had to get reconstructive surgery because of that man. So, I mean,
that was Taylor.
That was Taylor.
I'm talking about Brandi specifically. Taylor looks the same. Taylor just got a little. Her fillers and stuff is mushing up. That's all.
She had a little filler.
Yeah, her fillers
had a little everything.
Brandi,
and it looks terrible when her makeup's off. You can really see it.
Crinkle up right here.
Brandi's giving a purge. It's giving purge. I don't lie.
It's almost distracting sometimes.
It's very hard to watch. She refuses to put makeup on. She just will not get glam. And I'm just like,
after she be drunk.
We're gonna talk about this.
Putting makeup on. Too damn drunk to do anything.
So after they finish their lunch, and the first mention of Brandi kind of talking to Eva, saying that Vicky, he's kind of a David Down, she shouldn't have come. Tamara and Brandi have this talk because they had a social media beef, where Tamara was making a reference and she mentioned Brandi's name and saying the other person was unstable, but she's saying it was like Brandi, and so they talk about it. And do y'all think did she call? You like she called her unstable? Because if you say you like somebody,
Tamara knows what she's doing. Right. This is what Tamara does. Well, technically I didn't. I called somebody else. I said she's like you and that she's very outgoing. Oh no, bitch, you knew what you were saying. Like, don't do that.
When they showed that article, it said verbatim, she's unstable. She's like Brandi Glanville.
Yeah, it said like Brandi. I'm like, there's no way
unstable. She's you caught the girl unstable.
You called her, and I mean, she wasn't lying. So, Brandi is unstable.
She would. Okay, so they kind of talk, and they reach somewhat of an understanding to where they can maneuver. Their issue is really not that deep, at least not for now. The issue really is still between Taylor and Brandi. But we get to this dinner, which is a clam bake. I was feeling like it's more of a crab boil. I mean, that's what I saw.
I didn't see any clams.
I didn't see no clams, but I heard that they had to break crabs and lobsters. I'm like, okay, this is a crab boil, at least in my head. And Taylor and Brandi have their first talk. And in their talk, you know, they both kind of basically talk about the past. You know, it's a very touchy subject because, you know, what Taylor was going through was some real shit to be going through on reality TV, you know, with the passing, with the domestic violence, a lot going on. So that was a really, if you watch that season, like that was a really intense thing to watch, especially in early days for reality. That was some real TV to experience and to watch. So they talk about it, but in the conversation, you know, Taylor, she does explain more. She kind of talks to Brandi on a softer note and saying like why she stayed. And basically she felt like being on the show would protect her. You know, it would help her from being in the situation. Maybe he would stop or something like that. But that wasn't the case, obviously, because as Camille said, she was showing up looking like this, just beating on you. We know what those things said. So at the actual table, when they get to the Clambake, they talk about the first question that is asked is what is your biggest insecurity? And Dorinda is the first person to answer. She says to be irrelevant. And Brandi, that's what Brandi said. Brandi throws her shade, and Brandi was like, "Oh, so you want to be on Housewives?" And Dorinda's like, "Whoa, back it up, hold up, don't try me." And I'm like, "Oh shit."
Messy.
She's messy, right? So from there,
she's starting.
The girls get their lobster, and I guess they can't crack it. They got long nails and shit. At least Phaedra does. And Dorinda starts to get the lobsters and crack the lobsters and stuff. And I thought that was actually quite disgusting. This is not for me. She was just putting her hands
all over the food
and just kind of like doing this.
We in COVID.
I'm just like, ew, this is disgusting. But they are, you know, the girls start eating it. Phaedra, I'm just like, girl, Phaedra, are you black?
Phaedra pissed me off with that.
I'm like, Phaedra, what is you doing, Phaedra? Girl, I stand for you, but girl, what is you doing?
Eva was the only one calling it out. Like, girl, her
Eva, to me, Eva is way more black right now than Phaedra on this damn show because Eva is me and Phaedra is, I don't know what she doing.
She laying all up in the bed with him and it cut it up with him in the bed and eating off their fingers and
just nasty. But the first bit, so we get back to Brandi and Taylor. Okay, so Brandi randomly comes out and talks about, you know, you guys, my first season on Housewives of Beverly Hills was just so hard for me, and you know, it was so horrible for me, and this and that. And Taylor talks about her experience. She was just like, I think Taylor was like, okay, but my whole husband died. You know, basically like
beating me up,
died. So why is she even talking? But she didn't say it to her, and so they talk about the infamous comment that that Brandi made about Taylor writing the book. And Taylor explains why she wrote the book, because she didn't have any money. She basically was a promise in advance. You know, she wrote the book for that reason. And so from that moment, she calls her a bitch. And then Dorinda's like, no, whoa, let's not call her a bitch. Let's not call her a bitch. I'm like, okay. So at this point, Brandi is drunk as hell. And for me, Brandi is, she looks drunk. She probably smelled drunk. She was dressed drunk. She was a mess. Like, what the hell are these bitches drinking? At least, it's nighttime for them. She is trash, right? So they talk about that again, and Brandi makes it about her again. And basically, after Taylor talks about her not having money, Brandi says, my season, I didn't have any money either. And, when Russell died, it was really hard for me. And Vicky steps in. She tells her to shut the fuck up. And we said to shut the fuck. She said, "No, you shut the fuck. You don't tell me. You don't talk to me like that." And I'm just like, was it really that bad? I mean, it's bad to say that, but you can kind of tell that in Brandi's delivery, it wasn't. I don't know. How did y'all feel about that? Like,
this is Brandi. This is 10 years of Brandi.
Yeah. How y'all
10 years?
And it doesn't help that they already have like a riff. So for you are calling the lady a bitch? You're telling her to shut the fuck up. I mean, what do you expect, Brandi?
Yeah. Well, she called Taylor a bitch. She called
Taylor a bitch, and then Vicky told her not to call her a bitch.
Did she say she called her a bitch? Did she?
Vicky asked her, like, she said, "What does it have to do with anything? Like, what do you not having money have to do with this story that Taylor?"
She said, "Shut the fuck up."
She said, "You should shut the fuck up."
Which Vicky shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious. Like, this is Brandi came in very nice, very amiable. We're shaking hands. And so I really want us to get along. And the minute she gets a taste of Hulk juice, it's like pure chaos. All bets are off, and that's what makes Brandi a great housewife, but also exhausting.
Their minds were made up to already be cautious around Brandi, so any little thing Brandi did, they was on the edge to attack her.
Well,
I think so too, but I think when she initially came in, they because they were shocked that she was so welcoming. But then Taylor said, "But as soon as she get to drinking, so I'm gonna hold off. I get too comfortable with her because she got to drinking, and I'd be down."
But to be fair, I wouldn't have shut the fuck up either. I wouldn't have allowed that either. So
I agree. I mean, there's no right way to say shut the fuck up. However, there's a later scene we'll talk about that
where it's said to her,
and it doesn't faze her. So it's just like I feel
and
like
Vicky used that to drag it. Vicky dragged it
to the same person 3 seconds later, and that person has a heart attack.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy, but I think it's just her. But how did y'all like? I think what's her name? So Lisa said, "How was it hard for Brandi when Russell died?" I mean, that was her friend.
No, she had met her the season before. She didn't know none of these people.
Oh well, yeah.
During that season, I was like, Brandi, I can excuse.
I didn't understand what she. I thought maybe she knew. I'm like, did she know Russell too or something? Like,
she didn't know none of these folks. I think she only shared like one scene with Russell, and that was at a group party.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she referred to him. She said this guy that I'm on the show with just died. So it's like you had no connection to him. You had no connection to his wife. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you so traumatized? I mean, I don't know. I don't get why she felt so uneasy. She said it was the hardest year of her life. Like, bitch, she said her husband dying, not your husband leaving you, but her husband dying was the hardest year of your life. It don't make sense.
I find it hilarious that during that whole thing, Vicky is just like so disgusted with Brandi. Like her mouth is horrible. She's dressed like this. She's drunk. She's falling down. I'm like, now Vicky, we've got 15 seasons of you falling in the bushes, breaking your ankle, sucking on dildos, like your lipstick smears, pee in the bed, poop in the bathroom. Like, girl.
It's weird seeing those scenes they show us, and it's just like, girl, like if this is the same person, what the hell is wrong with you?
Right. The only thing is, you don't say shut the fuck up. So like, where's the differentiation?
Yeah, I don't know.
They just wanted to be mad at her. They wanted to not like her.
Pretty much.
That's kind of the end of that episode. Is there anything y'all want to add before we move? Because this carries over a little bit to the next episode. But anything y'ell want to add to this before we move to the second episode?
My neighbor fine.
Oh,
sorry.
Does he?
But no, let's go to the next episode.
He says Vicky was sick, guys.
See, we're not doing that.
Right here.
And I'm sick of Vicky. Vicky, she wasn't sick. She was devastated because that man is still in Mexico and left her ass down at the Bluestone Manor. And she can't get up. That's what's wrong with her.
Damn, Sammy.
Come on, Sammy. You better clock it.
You got your mug.
I just don't feel that Vicky deserves anything extra. Because if you was that type
at all,
to cancel, stay home.
Yeah, but she's not gonna. She wanted to be on TV.
All we do is she in the bed like this all the time.
So bad.
Trying to stop herself from crying.
Oh, and I have to say, none of these women's hair looks good except Eva, and none of the women's hair looks good except Eva and fucking Phaedra. They look
I don't like
only two. The rest of these white women look a fucking.
I don't like Eva's hair. Sorry, Eva's still dressed like she going to Coachella, and I'm sick of it.
And that's Eva. Eva did that on Atlanta. Which wig?
Which one?
She got a lot of different looks. Which one don't you like?
I'm not.
The only one I think I like is the I hate the bob. I hate the damn bob. The only one I can tolerate is the long blonde one.
Slut.
I don't care for all the wigs because I feel like wigs and all those different changes. When I think of Housewives, I mean it's fine, but damn, save that for the confessional. Just give us a nice little regular wig for throughout the day. You ain't gotta go bob this short. It's like it's too many.
Eva's confessional looks are the best out of the whole cast.
Yeah, but her titties
on the last episode.
Stop.
That last.
They're social. They're social distancing.
Her boobs are still social distancing. Yeah.
What I will say, the difference between this one and season 1, you can tell as in terms of confessional looks and glam, which wives are still collecting a Bravo check and which wives have not collected a check in a little bit.
I'm dead.
Well, some wives have stuff going on outside of Bravo always. So,
which one on this cast though? Which one?
You be listening to Tamara's podcast.
Phaedra got 9 funeral homes.
She's got a guest appearance on Dubai, so like
She got businesses in Dubai.
$900, $500.
Businesses. Okay, so episode 2. So episode 2 is the Brandi and Vicky aftermath. You know, Vicky is just like, listen, you're not gonna talk to me like that. That's not how you're gonna talk to me. You just ain't. Boom. Period. And Brandi's just like, so she goes to bed. She goes to her room, and from Phaedra goes and checks on her and just kind of lays in the bed with her ill. And the rest of the ladies are in another conversation. Vicky wants to go to bed. She says she's gonna go to bed and take all of her pills, and they get into a conversation about COVID. And so apparently Vicky had COVID, I think 2-3 weeks before they started filming.
A week.
And a week? Was it a week?
A week. They said last week.
They said she had it last week.
A week. And it also doesn't help that it also doesn't help that she is an anti-vaxxer. And so from that, Dorinda is not happy to hear that. Not that she's not happy to hear that she is. I think it's just what she said, basically. How most people are. We don't have to get into it on here because to me it's like politics,
It is.
Vax, don't get vaxxed. That's your own opinion. But in this particular show, Vicky was trying to make it seem like, people have passed away even with the vaccine. And Dorinda's just like, listen, I've had people that died that didn't have the vaccine. And it just wasn't a good conversation, just like any other conversation about politics. And
before that, Vicky was literally, when they were talking about getting vaccinated and stuff, Vicky literally kept saying, follow the money, follow the money. Yeah. You got to follow. She was spouting conspiracy theories about it. So exactly. And then all of a sudden she wants to backtrack and say, well, I'm anti-vax because I got a medical exemption. Well, girl, you were just saying.
Right. So now at this point, everybody's like, damn, is she like, she was, what about that congestion she had earlier?
Phaedra.
I was just going to say, aside
my
from
God.
that, so you just had COVID last week. Now you're here being anti-vax. But you're sitting here next to me coughing and sneezing.
Oh,
either shut up or get the fuck away from me.
And like Phaedra said, they was all told that everybody was vaccinated.
Well, you know what they do? I think. Yeah, I was surprised that she wasn't to be on the show, but then again, Bravo, what they do is they make them get tested weekly, I believe.
Yeah,
but you know what?
They just said every 2 days.
That might be why they
every 2 days. Okay.
Yeah, that might be why this cast didn't go out the country.
Because of Vicky, probably. That makes sense. Because Jill said, "Why the fuck am I here at Bluestone Manor and not in Church the Caicos?"
Basically, in so many words. So from that, Dorinda gets upset. She bosses up and she just basically makes this whole, basically says like, I believe your shit when the unicorn comes stand right here in front of this damn porch. And she goes around and I'm just like, oh shit, she is going off.
That was funny.
This unicorn and
slurring.
And you know what, y'all? It didn't hit me. It didn't hit me that she was drunk until she got upstairs because I was at work watching it. And I thought she was just upset, but then she started pointing and talking about the unicorn. Then when she started crying, I said, "Oh, this bitch is drunk." What is emotionally challenged with this? Tears coming down her face. I said, "Oh my God!"
She was drunk, and she said, "If somebody passed on me, she go inside and she tried to slam the door. The door didn't slam. Then she grabbed some Motitos. Like,
she said, "I can't sit here and talk about this. I'm going inside." Gets another drink, comes right back outside and sits down.
Exactly.
Oh.
And then Phaedra with that fake yawn. Phaedra said,
Do y'all think that Dorinda was wrong? Because she actually made a comment in it to where she was like, I think she said like, you're not gonna speak like that in my house or something like that.
Yeah.
I think she made that comment.
I would have left.
She called her ignorant too.
She called her ignorant?
Yeah, she said stupid or you're uneducated. You're uneducated.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And she said she's not very educated. She said, you're not talking like her right now.
The minute you would have mentioned my house, I would have went and got a hotel.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't like when you host and you should never invite somebody into something and then like when you don't agree. Not because unless they disrespect you, you really you should never use that as grounds to come at somebody like in my house. Like obviously,
Dorinda has a history of doing that at Bluestone Manor. She's kicked out multiple people over the years.
Jill knows.
If I was Vicky, I would have got my shit and I would have left. But like, all right, I'm out. Because
so watching that scene, literally like an episode and a half into it, I'm looking at it and I'm like, well, baby, like Andy even talked about it, why he put Dorinda on pause. Like he thought that she was really emotional, drinking was a little too much. I looked at it, I was like, you're not coming off pause to come back.
You ain't coming off pause.
This is her off pause. Ultimate Girl is her off pause.
We're putting you on right slow-mo right now. We're going to see what's going on.
And the more I think about it, when we asked who's thirstiest, I think it was her because she probably offered up her house to Bravo so she could be on the trip.
Listen, she goes, y'all can save costs.
Yeah.
I won't charge you.
Yeah.
She was a mess. But it was so entertaining.
It was definitely entertaining.
Oh, God.
It was a unicorn for me. I was just like, what?
Yeah, I loved it.
Trying to correlate, like, what are we doing?
It was the trying to, when she tried to slam the door and the door flew back open, and she goes back in there and grabs some more Tito's. I said, yes. I'm like, keep drinking. So then after all of that, she does come back out. She does apologize, in the sense of, for disregarding her thoughts, and then Vicky's kind of receptive of it. Vicky didn't really pipe up at her at all about it, at least not when, because she kind of let Dorinda go off. Vicky could have very much something like, bitch, fuck that. She could have said whatever she wanted to say, but she didn't. And I think it's because she was in her home, so that's a little respect for her, I guess. But in the next day, we get the ladies are getting pedicures, and Jill arrives. I found it kind of odd that they added Jill to the cast. I think they could have probably put somebody else.
I like Jill. She give me very Barbara Streisand.
I mean, she cool.
Why? Because they're both Jewish?
No, when Robin Williams impersonated her, Mrs. Doubtfire, when he had on the Barbara Streisand.
I love that. She faded into the back this episode a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, but she
arrived. Do a whole lot.
Well, in this episode, she arrived, and she just got there. And everybody's just like, okay. And you would have thought Dorinda would have been a little more welcoming her damn self, because she invited her. I'm like, damn, she was coming. You could be like, hey, y'all, Jill.
Because I actually like Jill's entrance.
It was a cute callback, but none of the girls got it.
Because I remember the original one, so that's why.
And that's why it didn't stick to me. And I don't think Dorinda knew she planned on entering like that too, because Dorinda was looking like, bitch, just grab a seat.
Dorinda acted like she was coming.
Exactly. She acted like she didn't know she was coming. It was just like, girl, I didn't get it. But they have this
Jill, you have to know, like, you did that literally 13 years ago. Half these bitches are from, like, most recently 6 years ago. Like, nobody knows what's going on. You did that in season 3.
And Eva didn't even know who the hell she was.
Eva said I thought she was bringing mimosas.
Because she got in her face. That's not the face that Jill had on Housewives. That's a new face.
She had on a maitre d' outfit looking. It looked very.
Then she had the surprise on her shirt. It was just so corny. Like a
caterer. Super corny. It was very corny. But that's also Jill Zarin.
You're like a staff worker.
Okay.
Oh, help? What would you say? She's colored help?
I said she's a staff worker. I used the word servant once. I'm not doing it again.
Okay.
We listen and we learn at the lead.
We got a couple of little scenes or whatever.
Teachable moments.
You said what, Jamie? Can I finish?
Sammy said something. Oh, you're not going to talk about Sammy?
No, Brandi. Coming at you.
This is the worst episode of my life. This is such a hard episode.
All right, so a couple of small scenes that happen. They kind of mock Jill because Jill comes in. I do like Jill's energy. I will say that her energy is fun. But I mean, overall, I just felt like she kind of faded to the back for me. Vicky leaves. So they have the sound bed or whatever. And Vicky is just not feeling that. She leaves. I'm thinking, like, you think you want to do something like this to kind of take your mind off of it. I guess her mind is so distraught she can't focus. And so from there, Tamara goes to check on Vicky after the sound bed thing. And, just checking on to see how she's doing. And I thought Vicky was crying at first, but I guess she wasn't. She was just kind of speaking. It seemed like she was crying, but she wasn't. But Dorinda comes in, and Dorinda is just drilling her about her ex relationship, and just like, were you happy last week? Like, were you good? Did y'all have good moments? And then, Vicky was like, yeah, we good. I had good moments. I loved every moment we ever had. Anything else?
It was difficult for me to focus on anything else other than Dorinda digging in between her toes the whole time.
She was playing with her feet.
Dorinda is.
She gonna play in the feet, then feed you some lobster? Like, oh my
Ooh.
God, lady.
And then fingers the lasagna later on and says,
She reminded me of that man on Scary Movie 2 that was mixing the mashed potatoes. My turn.
But you know,
with the little hand.
With a little hand.
Yeah.
The confessional was funny to me when Dorinda made a comment. You know, I really thought Vicky could have used a bath. I mean, a sound bath.
A sound bath.
I said sound bed, sound bath. My bad. That's what it's called. I never heard of that. I don't know what they was doing. Did y'all? How did y'all feel about the little activity they did? Like it. Just
I feel like Vicky.
I did. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I was very
Vicky.
So, like Vicky said, we're doing all these things because there's nothing else to do here. I agree with Vicky.
Oh, but you know what? Didn't Vicky make a comment about that? Like, are we gonna go do some other stuff? And Dorinda was like, "This is the stuff. We're gonna be here. We're gonna be here. We're gonna enjoy this." So that could be.
You know, they have a whole beef about that. Vicky, baby, fired Dorinda about her hosting skills. Which at first I was like, huh? But as I'm watching the episodes, I can kind of see where she going. Which we gonna get into that specifically. I guess right after this. So one scene I really did like was Eva and Taylor's scene where they both talked about their domestic violence experience, and it was a very heartfelt moment. You know, I don't want to keep talking about this with Taylor. No lie, man. It happened, and it's been many years since it happened. So she's definitely a victim from the past. However, I hope that we don't get it every episode, and I'm tired of seeing
the black at the end of it. Yes.
I was like, I don't get it every time because look.
What I will say, she only brought it up one time. Every other time it's come up, other people have brought it up.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's like the most interesting thing that happened to her. No shade.
Yeah.
That was her thing on the show, so I get it. But
that's a horrible thing to be your thing.
Yes.
It was. But a good moment between Eve and Taylor. I don't think I knew that about Eva. Did she mention it before?
Well, from the vlogs. I mean, because it's Miley's daddy, right? Or Marley's daddy, right? That man's crazy as fuck, by the way.
What's his name? Kevin
McCall.
Yeah, he's fine too. Crazy as shit. Yes, fine. Yes. Crazy as shit.
But abusive.
But he
and crazy as shit.
You know, knock your
Sammy, please.
All right. So they're actually leaving the house and they're going to Bedford Hall or something like that. It's this, I don't really know what the place is, but it's supposed to be, I don't know what that place was actually.
I really couldn't remember. A haunted hotel.
Yeah, it was like a haunted home with burlesque or something. I don't know what was going on.
It was weird. Dorinda's outfit was.
But it had a burlesque aesthetic. I don't know.
Because
the Jurassic Park. Okay, so they go to this actual place and they start off getting their energy read. They have to drink this little stuff and then they put their hand on there. And basically the woman starts going around like a medium and she basically tells everybody, I guess, something about them. Now, interesting, Brandi makes some comment and says that she feels like the lady was fed information. And I was thinking like maybe so, because the fact that she basically told Taylor she gets it taken advantage of. And then she tells Vicky she has health issues. And I'm just like, this, I mean, not saying she gets sick of it like that, but obviously she's sick on the show and just had COVID. And she also tells Dorinda basically she needs a man. Did y'all feel anything about the meeting? Like, did y'all feel like it was?
They're very broad. It was very broad. But that could literally
forgettable.
My favorite thing, the only thing that I enjoyed her saying was when she told the producers, "God bless y'all."
God bless y'all.
Yes,
that's other than
that lady said, "Lord, it's a lot of negative energy in here. Y'all have fun with this. I gotta go."
She said, "God bless y'all."
My favorite part of that whole space was Brandi saying she was a lesbian because of the eyebrows. That was the
Well, that whole part was a mess because she says that one of the waitresses is a lesbian because of eyebrows. And so the husband is there, who's also a waiter, and you got them on the side basically talking, and she's like, "Lady's like, I'm the wife," and because they didn't know who she was referring to. They was just like, "Did she ask your wife?" And the wife sitting over here, and she's like, "I'm the wife. It's me." Like she bossed up, like, "What's up?"
Yeah. You could tell she was sick of hearing that shit. She said, "I'm his wife." And
Very
ain't no dyke.
Very much so. He was okay.
Lesbian too.
Yeah.
Okay, look, if truth be told, but then they were making it sound like Brandi walked right up to this man and asked him. I was like, well, I mean, technically, she whispered in his ear. Like, none of y'all heard it. She didn't say it in front of the wife. Like, she
when they were
asked the man.
walking by the first time. She's a lesbian. I can take her, but she didn't whisper.
She told that to Phaedra. But what I
She
did
told
like
it to
is when she
Phaedra,
was
but not
asking the
everybody
man. But when she was asking the man, Vicky, when he walked up, Vicky was like, "Well, is she a lesbian?" But she didn't want to talk about that though.
Well,
She
that's what I'm
put it
saying. They
on
were all on the side asking the same damn question.
Yeah.
Without her, if they really didn't have want to talk about it, they shouldn't have brought it up at all, even when she was not at the table. I found it to be confusing. First of all, Brandi looked
like cringy to me when they bring that stuff up. I just don't like it.
Yeah. That's true.
It's always a negative connotation with it, like, ooh.
Yeah.
Very much so. So this is where they get to dinner, and I forget the conversation that started it, but they were talking. I know it has something to do with the wife and the lesbian. But Tamara tells Brandi to shut the fuck up. And Brandi doesn't really respond. She just like continues to talk, whatever. And I thought it was very interesting because 2 seconds later, she tells her to shut the fuck up. And then it's this like huge thing, or whatever.
And Vicky, you're not gonna talk to my friend like that.
But for me, it was Taylor. Like Taylor really turned into that meme again. She said, "You shut the fuck up."
No, Taylor turned into the meme when later on Brandi said it to her.
Yes, that's right. My bad. So when she said
it was just a lot.
It was a lot of shut the fuck up to where I was just like, it was a lot.
It's hard to keep track of them.
It's so hard.
But you know what? The funniest part of it to me is Brandi would pop that shit off. She'd tell them girls to shut the fuck up, but then they get to yelling and screaming at her. She would just sit there with a blank face, just looking
like
just she knows
that enrages them. That gets them more upset. That it doesn't.
And then she responds like, "Everybody's yelling at me, and I'm getting attacked, and I don't know why." I'm like, "Bitch."
She definitely. It is so annoying, but it's so funny because it just pisses them off, and then she backtracks and says like, "What just happened?" She don't even know what the hell happened.
And that's what Eva walked in and was like, "Girl, don't talk to her like that."
That's what took me.
Eva bossed up.
Eva definitely bossed up because she walked in trying to,
she was trying to calm it down.
She walked in trying. So basically, I know what happened. So what happened is Brandi wanted to play the game. And they were all just like, no. And so basically, Brandi tells Tamara to shut the fuck up, and they all go crazy. That's when Vicky first steps in the first time. And then Eva comes back and is just like, whatever. And Vicky told her, like, basically, like, you ain't here, like, basically, go away. And then Eva was like, in all sincerity, I don't know you. I'm not the one.
And Vicky shut up.
And Vicky very much so just leaned back, and she got out of it.
Phaedra's in the corner cackling.
Phaedra, hello, Bob.
Phaedra and Jill are just cackling.
She's looking like from
She said.
I mean, that's basically what was happening. And so after that happens, things kind of diffuse. Like Eva does diffuse it because at this point she has a liking for Brandi. I mean, she has a liking for her at this point, right? And you have Taylor on the side. I thought you grown. She's like,
you're the same girl.
I thought you're the same girl. You're the same girl. I'm just like, what the hell is going on?
What did Taylor say? She said, and it pisses me off because I see my insecurities in you. Like,
yes.
And Brandi just drunk is like, I love you. I never meant to hurt you.
I'm so sorry.
Like, girl.
And Taylor just looking like, bitch, we're not doing this again. You ain't sorry. Stop this shit.
Right. And so once they talk about the giving, Taylor brings up the comment, basically like, you're the same person, just like you just basically asked this man, was his wife a lesbian? And they go yada, yada, yada. She tells her to shut the fuck up. And then Taylor bosses up and was like, she literally goes, you shut the fuck up. And I'm just like, oh,
I loved it.
God.
She said point blank, let me check my notes. I am tired of your shit, you stupid bitch.
She did.
Bitch. I think she said stupid little bitch.
I'm taking your shit.
We did say that, Sammy.
And Brandi just like
little bitch.
Brandi just puzzled.
Brandi looked like the cat in the meme.
She did. But you got Vicki and Taylor both on the side just going there. I'm like, child, I'm so tired.
And Brandi is calm as can be.
Oh,
Brandi, calm as
Brandi.
can be.
Confused.
Just looking. Drunk.
Dorinda.
Glossy eyes. Glossy
Just
eyes.
drunk.
But Dorinda stands up for her. Dorinda is just like, no, we're not gonna jump on her. You know, it's like she says like she's a good person. She kind of, has diarrhea at the mouth, but she's a good person. Like, let's not.
And Dorinda's slurring at this point too. Dorinda's words are also slurring.
Oh, she's slurring. But then you get Taylor and Brandi makeup on the side. Brandi tells her, "I love you. I'm so sorry." I'm just like, what the hell is going on at this damn table? It's so these two. They want to be friends, but they can't be friends because of something that happened in the past. I think they would be the best of friends, actually. Taylor could use somebody like Brandi to loosen her up because she's actually a boring girl, to be honest.
And the good thing is when Brandi's your friend, she's your friend. Like,
oh yeah, she rides. She rode for Kim for four years.
Yeah,
harder than Kyle did.
Oh, that's a different show.
Oh. Any last thoughts on this scene before we get to episode 3?
I will say this scene with Jill, I expected Jill, because if anybody watched New York, when Jill was on her time, she didn't like people arguing. She was very much the stick in the mud that Vicky is doing. Y'all got to stop arguing. We're doing
fun.
Jill is sitting back keying, like giggling, laughing.
She kept leaning into Phaedra and them two.
I love it. And I would not have expected Phaedra and Jill to be like the dolls together. I love
Phaedra and Dorinda.
This is great. Or
they love each other.
I think this is probably one of the only times you will ever hear me say I agree with Phaedra, but I agree with Phaedra. Those bitches are batshit crazy. And it is entertaining.
Of course.
She was on spot with that.
This is good casting.
I had thought with this group of white women that Phaedra and Eva were kind of like going to fade in the background, just be laughing the whole time. But no, they are both holding their own and making their presence known.
Well, Phaedra is egging it on just like she did in Housewives.
Yeah. Yes.
Remember, she asked
Phaedra's egging that shit on the cool.
She said, well, what made you think she was a lesbian? She started the whole conversation. She's doing what Phaedra does.
She's producing
it's
too.
Entertaining. Oh, it's so good.
She does it again in when Brandi and Eva have their little thing. She kind of still picking at it again, trying to get the shit going. But it's entertaining to watch.
Yeah. And when they're jumping up at Eva is the one I think in this episode who made the comment when they're jumping up, pointing fingers, saying "shut the fuck up." She goes, "You wouldn't do that in Atlanta."
He did.
They still drinking something at the table.
You like this one?
Oh yeah, when they keep hitting, she goes, "Y'all love throwing things on the table."
Somebody Eva's on the season for 2 years, girl. Hush.
Stop.
But she was a fan.
She was there long enough to know.
Cortez, she watched the show. She was a fan before.
That's true. That's very much so. You're right. Okay. Third episode picks up with the morning after that. They all back. Vicky is sick, and she's not feeling well at this point. Nothing really happens yet, but there is going to be a lasagna cook-off between Brandi and Dorinda later. Oh my God, we're gonna talk about the lasagna. That was this baby. I don't even eat meat, but that was. We're gonna talk about it when we get to that part.
It's like spaghetti. You can't eat everybody's spaghetti. I can't eat everybody's lasagna because you could hide.
That is disgusting. But I'm sure Jamie probably would eat it. I don't know.
Was it? No, I heard everything.
That's why he cut his camera off.
Yeah, he probably.
He was eating some now.
I had to put some carrots in my fucking lasagna.
Oh God.
No, we're not doing that. Because Mexicans have our own version of lasagna, and it's just enchiladas. And you can't eat everybody's enchiladas.
Okay, enchilada.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, Vicky's sick. They're making lasagna later. They go shopping for crystals and while they're a couple things are happening. You have a conversation between Dorinda and Tamra talking about the Vicky versus Brandi thing. Dorinda is really all on Brandi's side for now. And Eva is looking for weed and edibles. And personally, I love Eva, but I just feel like she smells like a cigarette. I really think she smells like a cigarette.
Like a Newport.
I know she does. Yeah.
Virginia Slim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to smoke a square every time she said it. I think about it.
Marlboro. What's
Newport or Marlboro?
Marlboro. She one of those. Not a Virginia. She in the class.
Might be a
not even a clove.
Not even a clove.
No, baby.
And a menthol at that.
That's nasty. But they basically end up back having lunch at the house, and Vicky is tired still. Dorinda's like basically like she's not calling her. Jill is kind of calling her. Jill is just like, she's not feeling well, like she should do this or whatever. And Vicky ends up going to, I don't know if it's the hospital, but she ends up getting with a medic, or at least
urgent care.
Yeah, somebody goes to urgent care. You said what, Danny?
Tamara said, I ain't going. You take me.
Baby, Tamara was like, listen, I'm going to play this game. I'm going to play this game. And I was like,
every fucking year.
To the hospital.
The flashback killed me. The flashback killed me of every goddamn time, Vicky.
Yeah. Because like I said, I'm not familiar with what they're showing them. I'm thinking, bitch, goddamn.
It was
every time y'all go somewhere,
that's what took me out.
When the Jeep flipped over, they said, medic.
She said, guys, I'm really hurt.
Tamara said, not today. I'm having fun.
No, Tamara's not doing that today. She's not doing that today.
You have Melinda, Mindy, whatever her name was.
Yeah, it was somebody.
She said, hi, I'm here to make you better. Girl, come on, let's go.
Let me see.
Vicky looks so hurt that Tamara said she wasn't going to.
I feel Dorinda in the sense, when you plan something and, because I feel like the thing with Vicky is that even though she's not the type of person to be sick or hurt, but still be like, y'all have a good time. She secretly wants somebody to be with her and coddle her. And people like that annoy me. So I was with Dorinda on being like, girl, in other words, the show must go on. Go get with y'all.
But you are very Dorinda when you plan something because you have an itinerary.
I agree. Yeah.
Yes,
however, I do think it's important to, make sure somebody's okay. However, Vicky is the type of person that just sucks out the room with, I'm tired, I'm sick. Somebody, basically, without saying it, somebody be here with me. Somebody help me.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I side with Dorinda. However, if she was sick, then hey, by all means, but don't try to sit around everybody else and bring the mood down. Just go and handle it. You know what I'm saying? Let's get you some help, but don't, you know what I'm saying? Go do what you gotta do. That's what I felt. I think we lost Sammy through due to some low budgetness. Oh, he's back. Hey, Sammy.
It's good to see you. Welcome back. I missed you.
My sentiments are not the same.
Oh, okay.
So they have this activity and they do a relay race, and I thought it was actually a nice idea. I like how she incorporated all of the housewives that were there and their actual thing that they hold. So she had the diamonds, she had the apples, she had the peaches, and she had the oranges. And it was a good game. Like overall, the Jive thoughts about the game. Eva ends up winning, but it was a fun moment to watch.
The funniest thing to me was Tamara saying, bitch, Brandi is stoned and beating me.
And she was truly gay because she owns a gym. They own like a CrossFit gym. She's like, I'm the athletic one and I came and laugh.
Eva thought that Tamara was going to be her only competition. Ended up being Phaedra was her competition.
Yeah. But Eva young child, she's going to be out there doing it.
But she smokes a pack a day. How she outrun these hoes?
And then she out there on edibles.
Smoking cigarettes. I didn't know she kept smoking. I thought she stopped.
I thought
probably because she was pregnant. Then she went right back. Yeah.
Well, girl, she didn't stay pregnant then, because girl, stop it. I'm just saying.
But no, it was funny to me, and
it was cute.
Bill just falling in the boxes was hilarious.
She said
that was hilarious. Yeah.
And Dorinda said, "Human nature. Nobody's helping each other."
I enjoyed
Dorinda was. Yeah, I think Dorinda was taking it too serious.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I enjoyed it.
Well, Dorinda is me during games. Dorinda is me during games. Like if we're playing, I don't want y'all fucking around, having a kiki on the side. Let's fucking go, hoes. I'm a Leo, so I'm competitive by nature. Put those eyes back in your socket.
Everybody has a different sign here and competitive, so shut up. Go ahead on.
Right. My thing is, like, I think that I just wish that I know that she's hosting, but one thing I like about the other one was that everybody had a day to host. They had a day to put something together. Yep. And so it's like it's Dorinda's show. And I don't really like that aspect of it. I wish that she could also be in the mix. And no matter how much she wants to enjoy it, she's only getting enjoyment from everybody participating because she can't truly participate because she put it together and she doesn't want anybody else running it. So it's like it's her show. It's the only thing I really don't like. But
you should have had the pool boy run it, Marco.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Marco back his ass up. Marco,
she don't trust Marco. She can't even trust him.
Good.
Oh, even a little slow now. Marco was getting simple stuff wrong too. To her defense,
very simple stuff. He said, "Should I lay out champagne for the ladies?" Yes, fucking Marco. Lay out some champagne for the fucking ladies
and make it cold. Like what the fuck?
Right, it's Housewives. What the hell?
But I think Cortez, I understand what you're saying, but I think a lot of the drama that's coming out of Dorinda is from her control freak nature. The ladies like, girl, let it go a little bit. Because it's starting to annoy a lot of the people.
I agree.
This is when Dorinda shines, when like she's put under pressure and she can't control shit. Like this is when she loses her fucking shit.
And that's what happens. So Eva wins the game. And you know, that ends the field day. Brandi, they basically all say that Tamra is way more fun without Vicky. Vicky walks up. I'm sorry, not Vicky. Tamra walks up, she hears it, and you know, she doesn't really deny. She's like, well, y'all said I'm more fun without her, but realistically, I mean, do y'all think she's more fun without Vicky? Because based off of this, when Vicky wasn't present, I think she just coddles her a lot. I think she, you know, and I think that.
But I don't think it's the way that Brandi meant it, as far as like she's being nice to her because Vicky's not around. I think, like Phaedra said, she's seeing the same person. She just didn't have to worry about Vicky's feelings.
But Tamra said that. I think she was like, I have to take care of Vicky, or I have to be concerned about Vicky or something. She said along those lines. But I'm with Phaedra. I see the same girl, but when Vicky's not there, Tamra can actually just release and not have to worry about taking care of this grown-ass woman. Yeah, and I have to worry about taking care of this grown-ass woman. So I agree.
But multiple people have said that about Tamra, even on her own season. Like multiple people over the years have said, I like you so much better when you're separate from Vicky. Because Tamra and Vicky are literally just like, they feed off each other's negativity a lot of the times, and it can be exhausting to watch. And when Tamra's by herself, she genuinely is she's fun. She's a good time girl. She likes to get fucked up. She does whatever. So like, I can see where it's coming from, but that's not the first time she's heard that.
I'm just bothered. I've been bothered about one thing this whole time, is that Ramona still made her way on this trip in these flashbacks.
Oh yeah, whenever Jill popped up.
I meant to say that earlier. I'm sorry. Ramona still made her way on this trip.
It's gonna be hard for them to show New York flashbacks and not show Ramona.
Yeah,
it's gonna be kind of difficult just because how long she's on the goddamn show.
How long?
Forever.
She have to be on this show.
Right. Okay. So then you get a scene where Brandi, it's like she was trying to apologize to Vicky about saying shut the fuck up, but then she really wasn't saying it. And Vicky was like, don't talk to me like this. And Brandi was just like, I can't promise you I'm not going to say it again. But I'm going to try.
She didn't say she was going to try. She just said, I can't tell you that.
She was like, no, I can't tell you that. I can.
But they actually appreciated her being honest and not just lying and say, I'm not going to do it no more. They actually all applauded her for saying, I'm going to try.
Well, but the thing is, like,
Brandi is the same child.
I love it.
Same.
But she's honest.
But if that's the case, then like, don't apologize. If this lady's if you're apologizing for telling me to shut the fuck up, and I say you cannot speak to me that and you say, well, I don't know, I can't tell you this.
You know what? If I was Vicky,
bitch, get out of my face with this apology.
Exactly. If I was Vicky, I don't know if I would have. I probably would have took it as, you know what? Fuck you.
Vicky probably said, I got too much other shit going on in the worry. She probably was just tired at that point.
No, she ain't worried about shit, but getting them cars back to their man and getting.
She's trying to get her man evicted from the Mexico house.
That's what she's doing.
That's the only thing she got to worry about.
She wanted to lock the chain. She's probably telling people in Mexico, andale. And...
Yes, that was funny. Lisa. Brandi gets some braids. I don't know what kind of braids she wanted. I thought Eve was gonna be like, "Girl, get the fuck out of here." Because when she said braids, I'm like, "What do you want?" But she gets the braids. She gets to meet. So this scene, she gets to meet Michael, which is Eva's husband, on the FaceTime. This comes up later if you watched. So the dinner happens, and they reveal both the lasagnas. Both the lasagnas look disgusting. Dorinda's lasagna looked like she used Kraft cheese pieces on top, and Brandi's lasagna looks like she just poured.
Brandi's lasagna was hot luck.
it wasn't ready. She didn't even give you a chance to harden. I'm just like, y'all, this is why. This is like, I think, I don't know if Eva or Phaedra said it. This is why you don't eat our white folks cooking. It just was not good.
Ingredient in.
It was just not good. The mixed ingredient was terrible to hear. But overall, they end up saying that Dorinda's is better, even though allegedly she didn't make it. The chefs made it, which I thought was a bit unfair.
That's horrible. That's even worse. That's even worse. Like if your professional
I knew
chefs
that I
make
wouldn't trust
lasagna.
his cooking ever since the morning when them smoke detectors wasn't going off. Y'all supposed to be professional. What the hell is y'all in here burning up?
At 7 a.m. What are you burning at 7
bacon?
a.m.?
Hard as bacon.
I saw the bacon.
I feel so bad for Eva and Phaedra because they have not had a good meal at all. They have not had.
And Dorinda won't let them go anywhere else to get food.
Where are they going to go?
Here.
Baby,
they better sneak Mark off to get some ramen or something because they're going to die up in there.
That is awful. Like, look at what they've eaten. They have not had a good meal. Every meal has been like, what the fuck? Salads, fruit, bacon. I ain't seen no eggs. I ain't seen no toast.
Baby,
no
protein. Was looking at that bacon like.
And then think about when they had the clam bacon, it came out. Phaedra looked at it. She said, "Pretty, pretty, pretty." Now it looks amazing. It was pretty. Like, what is this? It's bright.
I know they starving. I know they're starving. It's like
I know. Next episode, they're just gonna have the shake.
Probably down her mouthwash, thinking about Dorinda's fingers being in her mouth.
Well, they all had their fingers in their mouth. With the lasagna, she literally was picking it up, doing it, good, and picking it up.
And then she got to say, "My fingers are clean." How, bitch? How? You just
put them back. When? I wash my hands. When? You've been in this room for 30 minutes. When?
And the sad thing is, Eva still ate it, so I think Eva noticed that later watching it because she did the confession after watching.
She said she wasn't eating that piece, but she said the same thing about the lobster, whatever it was.
She said, "I'm gonna eat around it. I'm gonna eat around it."
She ate that whole thing.
Eva was high. She ate it. She
probably ate the shell too. She probably ate the shell. Them teeth strong enough.
They're new.
After they get through with all that, like I said, they decide that Dorinda's the winner. They have like pajama night. They got their pajamas or whatever. And the first game they were supposed to play was a confessions game, but then Brandi comes in and says she has a game. She has these little penises. They play basically, penis toss. You throw the ring on the penis, the cock rings, whatever you want to call it. Look at Jamie. Jamie said, "Ooh." So, and then the second game is
how am I trending?
Confessions game. And from the confessions game, they ask all these questions, but the one that gets things kind of stirred up is the question they ask to Jill, which is something you don't like about your father? Is that what it was? And Jill kind of, stutters a little bit answering the question, but Brandi interjects and says,
national
television. And they like, what do you mean national television? And then she basically says, like, kind of cleans up and says that anything she may say to, be put out on national TV. And then Renna's just like, newsflash, like we've all been on reality TV, so clearly we're not really worried about that, right? But Dorinda gets upset and she just starts sprawling off at Brandi.
And Jill defends Brandi.
Huh?
Yeah.
And Jill
Brandi was right in the situation. Like, I can see where Brandi's heart was. She was like, it's different when you make an ass of yourself on TV. If you're only you.
Jill stopped me. Jill said
she was like, just be careful. You don't want to fuck up a family relationship for a moment on TV. It's not worth it. Because I think Brandi has also had some issues with her dad from stuff in the past on the show. So I think, had she not been sloppy, fall down drunk, it probably would have been received differently. But she was slurred.
To make a comment like that, she's a very functioning drunk.
That's what I was going to say, Gordon. And I think as far as Dorinda, I was saying, bitch, you got all this sense now, but you've been running around here barefoot, acting a fool. But now all of a sudden you realize, don't say it on TV.
Barefoot.
I think it was Dorinda again, just not thinking somebody was trying to take control and stop her moment.
Yeah.
Because she went
she lost it
way too far. Oh, what?
We went out on a tangent, and it was just like, you may do that in your life, but this is a game, and this is where it comes to a point to where yes, you're hosting, but at the end of the day, you can host, but you can't get mad every time somebody does not want to abide by your rules. Yeah. That's the issue when you host everything, and that's why I wish that on this show they gave the girls more control, even though it was her space, her home. they at least had more control because now she feels, and she's obviously passionate about everything she's playing, but that passion turns into this moment where she didn't lash out on Brandi really for no reason. Basically telling her whatever, face of an angel, mouth of a serpent. I'm like, ooh, okay.
That's annoying.
That just kind of
like,
that just kind of showcased the worst parts of watching Dorinda full time on New York, because that literally happens 3 times an episode, every fucking episode, and at some point it's like, girl, you get drunk and you lash out randomly and take things way too far, and it's like you could have said like, all right, well, we're going to the next question, let's do something else. Like it ain't need to be all that, and it's exhausting to watch because then you went on a rant for 15 minutes. Like,
yeah, it's a lot. And then all of a sudden she hates Brandi.
Again, well,
I don't know. I may be in the minority, and it's unfortunate because, and I guess because I haven't had to experience Dorinda, but I'm loving when she gets irritated and just starts.
Want to see her.
Oh no, it's entertaining for one season. It's entertaining for one season.
Well, see, this is
5 seasons.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm enjoying it now too, but there's only 7 episodes we're gonna have. If we had to do it for 20 episodes in a reunion, you would not be here for it.
And I can believe that, given that when they were showing flashbacks and it was like when Dorinda goes off and they show other, I was thinking, okay, the bitch a little crazy. But I mean, aren't they all crazy?
Look, New York is the craziest because that's every single cast.
And that mouth gets the slurring, and that little two-piece get the moving.
The light is gone.
That is where the meme that Chase always sends in the group chat. She starts. That's where that comes. Yeah, that's where it comes.
She's my favorite soft stud. I'm Team Dorinda. I'm loving her.
So then it ends out with her leaving. Or did she leave? I can't remember, but they end up continuing the game, and Eva gets the next question. And the next question, I don't know if it was something that irritates you about your husband. Was it?
That your husband doesn't get about you.
Yeah, that's what it is. Something your husband doesn't get about you. She explains her answer, and Brandi's like, "Oh yeah, that's nice. Because when I met your husband earlier, I thought he was gonna be a mangina." And Eve was like, "Whoa, what is that?" She was like, "Figure it out." But I thought he was gonna be a mangina and blah blah blah. And I was just like, he was like, "What's a mangina? What's a mangina?" And the thing is, I wish Brandi would have just tried to explain what the hell she meant by mangina then. But the fact that she didn't try to explain it, and then when she did, it was too late. Especially with this lady's husband and Eva, you know, everybody's husband, the husband, my man. You just don't want to go there now. So I felt Eva, but Eva ends up being like, you know what? I'm gonna let you have it, but let's not do it. That's the last time, girl. Now we cool, but at this moment, we ain't gonna do that. And she goes on off.
But you know what? She didn't even explain it to Eva. She explained it to Phaedra. And I mean, I get what she's saying. She was explaining.
I got exactly what she meant. She basically trying to say that she was a little pussy, like a man.
Yeah,
a man that.
And he's not. I thought that he was going to be whooped because he does all these things and he's so great and perfect. A man that does that obviously can't. Yeah. Whatever. And even still, I would have still been like, Brandi, come on now.
It was the whole figure it out. I think that's what
it was. Like, okay, wait a minute. She left it out there, just like how Crystal left it out there.
She gave her a chance.
She gave her a chance.
She should have.
But this is the thing with Brandi. She always gets too drunk, and sometimes she makes good points, but she's too just like out of it to explain what she meant. This gets her in trouble every single fucking time. Like, girl, I just need you to put down the wine a little bit and be able to articulate what you mean.
That lady be
you could save yourself so much.
And you know what else, y'all? Didn't she say, I've noticed I can't drink during the day and during the night, so I'm just going to drink during the night?
She's cognizant, but she still does it.
But she didn't drink. She said, no, she said that. She said she goes,
I can't drink during the day and at night,
But I think she'd be mixing some meds because if you know Brandi, she also was on antidepressants and Zoloft and some shit. She'd be mixing some meds.
I got the chill pills.
Baby. Because that lady, 1 minute she's like, "Hi, it's very nice to be here. I'm enjoying a vacation," and it's titties out, like literally in 10 minutes.
Well, you know what? She made a comment earlier. Shut the fuck up. She made a comment earlier that I felt her with. And she was saying that, you know, for the last year or so, I've been in the house. I've been doing this, and so like, I think she's there. I think she's there just to have a good time. But
she's here for anything to have a good time, no matter where she shows up at.
That was funny when she said that, and Phaedra said, "Help her, Lord."
Phaedra still doing the same look.
I love that Phaedra is so entertained by her. Brandi is doing all this bullshit antics, and Phaedra's just like...
Phaedra is thinking, for once, the black women are not being the fools, is what she's thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, Phaedra really never, even on her show, Phaedra was never in the front until she had to be in the front. Like, she had beats. She never was the person. She never was like
never fought.
She never said a whole lot until somebody addressed her.
Until Kenya brought up Mr. Chocolate, and then
but Phaedra's always been more fun. Phaedra's always been more fun doing what she's doing now on this trip.
Yeah,
being on the sidelines and just saying.
Y'all just keep saying that name. Ugh.
Oh, baby, you like it.
You're upset.
You're a fan.
You like it.
You're a fan.
Sammy, you're upset. You are enjoying her on this trip.
Just the way I enjoyed Kyle last episode. You enjoyed Phaedra.
I love Kyle. Kyle has been very entertaining.
Fuck you.
Okay, so the last part, which actually had me dying, which is my favorite part, was at the end. You got Brandi come in to talk to Vicky, and she chokes on her pill. And I thought she was faking, but the lady literally was really choking to the point because I feel like in the bathroom she was like about to cry because she thought she was about to choke. But I was hollering. The timing of that couldn't have been any better. Like
that was the perfect ending.
That was so funny to me.
But you know what else was funny to me is that Tamara was still looking at her like, girl, I don't believe you. Tamara thought Vicky was being dramatic.
Tamara didn't believe it, but I think she really was choking on that pill. And I don't know if Brandi scared her.
Tamara! She said, what do you mean, Heimlich? My titty. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Go to
Brandi sitting there with her wine like,
she just walked in the room, she said.
She was like, okay. Shit, fuck it. That was hilarious.
God. If Vicky don't do nothing else, she's going to have a medical emergency.
Yes.
This has been a really good show.
Yes.
It's chaos.
Girls,
it's a perfect cast. Perfect cast. None of them have anything in common except they were the most out of touch with reality members, except Eva and Phaedra. I think Eva and Phaedra were brought in to be like kind of an anchor.
The balance.
An anchor, and it's good. It's refreshing to see black women not being at the forefront.
Because I know TK, but I heard it too. TK said it when Monique said no. That's
Monique declined. They went and got
Eva. Be Monique, but I think she declined.
Oh, I would have loved Monique. Oh, I would have loved it.
That would have been.
Phaedra would have had mess going on in that house with them white women. Monique and Phaedra would have stirred that house up and sit back.
Monique would have had words of Miss Brandi, Miss Vicky, Miss Dorinda.
Yeah,
Monique would have told Dorinda, "I have 4 houses."
Okay.
Lord have mercy.
Monique don't know how to host either.
I was just going to say, she's not the best hostess either.
She ain't the best quiet as kept. She turned off security cameras in the basement.
Allegedly.
But on that note, that was the 3 episodes.
This was a long recap.
It was a long recap. But we still got people watching. So if there are anybody because we on here for a while, child. If anybody that wants to call in, I will send the link, but we got to keep it short because we didn't went over on our time over here on the broadcast for today. But yeah, a really good show so far, really good. And I think it's like it's only 7 episodes, but I think it's only going to get better and even more chaotic. Of course, make sure I don't know if y'all seen, but Jasmine and Antonio are constantly in the comments telling everybody to like this video. Sammy sometimes too. Everybody who's in the chat, if we're over here at the link, we always say like this video and subscribe.
So that means do it.
So like it.
Like it is easier than comment. So just go in and like the video.
Yeah, like if you watch it, just like the video right now, and then also
if you don't like it, you're gonna get blocked.
Right. But shout out to everybody that watched this. I know it was very short notice, but we'll be here for the next Thursdays reviewing the rest of the season. 7 episodes, which means we got 4 more weeks unless they give us a double episode or something like that. But it should be over fairly soon. But a very good show, a very good treat to have to watch. This is really good. All right, so we have one caller, child. Hey, Isabel. Hey, y'all. What's going on?
That's a new caller.
What's going on, Lisa?
Hey there, y'all, baby. Shut the fuck up.
Oh. I was like, what? I was like, oh, yeah, it's a show. Girl, I was about to be like, hold up, wait a minute.
Don't talk to me like that. Hold on now.
Yeah, I love, man. Brandi is Ramona of this show, and I like this show. I like this show better than the first cast.
Yeah.
In the first one, you know what? They was so funny, and like you said, it was funny, man. I mean, when she said the legs from the eyebrows, I'm like, I'm like, thank you. Let me go get my eyebrows done.
Baby, I ain't even got no eyebrows. And I'm like,
And
well,
that was,
baby, what
I
the hell
mean,
I
it's
got?
just so many funny moments. Like, when are you not vaccinated? I don't know nothing. I said, get sit your ass down. It's okay. What you going on? Donna is going on. I mean, I forgot her name. How you pronounce her name?
What
Oh,
you
Dorinda.
Dorinda.
Dorita. I mean,
You
I
call
got
her
a speech
Dorito?
problem. I got a speech problem. Let me go on. Go on. But chat, it is so funny. But it was funny though when Brandon said, "I ain't gonna apologize," because you know what I'm saying. Because I might say it again. I
Yeah.
might say, and he was saying her comments like, "Well, at least she stand up. At least she was honest. She might say it again though. At least she was honest about she ain't gonna cry." And
Yeah,
it
she
was
said I'm gonna
like,
try.
so.
I'm gonna
So
try.
it was just like so. I was no. I remember Jill came was on the first time when New York came. I used to watch her, and I thought she was funny on that. I thought she was funny on New York Housewives. I really did. I thought she was very funny. But now this is gonna be a funny cast,
Yeah.
baby Vicky, and I'm really so much. I'm so much like everybody else. When Tom is not around Vicky, and she has a good time
Hmm.
and she had to take care of her. Vicky girl, where is you? What I'm on the fun Vicky. Like we used to go whoop it up and stuff. Where that Vicky at? Okay. I wanna see that girl. I wanna see you drinking out the having and drinking out the I remember she did that on her episode. Where's my girl at? I want that fun girl. Cause I remember she peed in Tama bed when they went on
Ooh.
so
Oh.
Tama said she peed in my bed. She said, "Well, I had to go ahead. I guess Vic said I had to go ahead to go." But it's just gonna be funny, and I mean, it was. I'm like you, though. I thought it was. I thought it was like a joke when she said, "Tom, I'm choking," and I was like, it was like a scheme, and I was like, and Tom looked at her like, "What the hell's wrong with you?" And it was just so funny. If
Mhm.
that part was funny, and I do like E for this. E was sitting there. I'm gonna let your ass pass on that shit talking about my goddamn husband. Now. But it was fun, and I like Phage on this. I do, but I always like the Phage. Because Phage got that shade, and she can read slick read shade, and you can come with it. So I'm over her in Candace situation. I was mad at her about the Candace situation, but I'm over. It's 7 years gone.
I mean,
Like everybody said, Candace will make money off of it.
Lisa T Sammy child. T Sammy.
Okay,
Yeah,
because
so
Sammy's still hurt.
And all of
Sammy's
and,
hurt.
Sammy baby,
Sammy's
Sammy
fine,
baby,
Lisa.
get
Don't listen to these children up here. Sammy's fine.
oh,
you
Sammy.
Sammy's
fine, baby.
fine.
Don't be fine.
Wow.
I was like you too. I was like you. I was real mad at her because I liked her on the show and everything. They fired
I
her.
did too. I enjoyed
You
her and
know,
Candy's
so and I'm
relationship. I
hoping
hate
that
that she
her and
ruined
Candace
it.
can get past it. I
They
really do. I really do because she said that Carlos King is the one who told her about Candace being like that.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She said that. I mean, you
She
know,
did.
he said she said that's who told her. That's
One
who
of her
told
many
her was
fibs.
Carlos King. So if
Oh
you
I
no.
gonna be
believe.
mad at
I
anybody, you
believe
be mad at
Carlos.
Carlos King. So yeah,
Carlos will believe
I
Carlos.
did have a good time, and I enjoyed this week. I enjoyed this moment with y'all, but it is fun. I can't wait to the other episodes.
Yeah.
Mess.
Y'all shut the fuck up, y'all bitches.
Yeah, wait a minute. All right, you know what? On that note, bye. Now I draw the line into the fuck.
Now, Lisa, hold on.
But
Now,
bitch
look
is
at
not on
me.
my show.
No, I'm just saying. We love Lisa Child. I
Oh, we
appreciate
love
that was
Lisa.
funny. Okay. On that note, there are no more callers today. So we're gonna go ahead and lean out. Of course, this was a lot longer than usual, but it's because we talked about 3 episodes in one.
Oh, Jesus.
And this probably was a lot more we could have talked about, but I feel like we covered everything that happened that was major. So be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We'll be here next Thursday for episode 4. Atlanta's Monday, Beverly Hills is on Wednesday, and Dubai will happen sometime soon. No shade. That's why I had to bring Sammy over here, because I didn't want Sammy to be without a job, so I had to bring him over here because I ain't want him,
Oh, well.
You can pause, Jamie.
You can pause, Jamie.
Yeah.
Chad will be back next week.
The fans don't want it.
I don't want to pause Jamie because I don't want Isabel to
Isn't
come
that right,
and be
Isabel?
crazy. Yeah, I don't want Isabel to come and be crazy.
Well, Isabel want me too, so.
Well, barely.
Oh,
She mentioned me twice. You once.
Well, that's
all right,
probably
y'all. Y'all have a good rest of y'all night with y'all lesbian eyebrows. Thank you, Jamie, Kenny, Danny, and we'll see y'all next time. Okay, have a good night. Have a good weekend too.